Okay, kids. So I think I'm talking to both my class and also Ms. Merriman's class. So I wanted to show you this Caldecott book study form that I created that you'll be using to do an analysis for the different stories we read and also the art analysis. So let me just quickly go through the form, and I'll be modeling how to fill this out with this book, Extra Yarn, which I've already read. So first of all, you'll be filling in the title and the author. And then we ask you to write about the characters, the setting, the main idea, and then also conflicts, the turning point or the climax, and then the resolution. And then after that, there are two places that we're going to be thinking about the art. And I'll be modeling this, the elements of art I noticed was. And I'll probably be doing a couple of these. When you guys are analyzing the books, we'll be asking you to look at one. And then the last thing we're going to be asking you is, do you think this book should have earned a Caldecott Medal? Why or why not? So let's get started where we're analyzing the story elements. First of all, we're going to be asking you to write the title, and in this case, it's Extra Yarn. And the author is Mac. Okay, now we really do have two characters. We've got Annabelle, and we've got the Archduke. Now, yes, there are other characters, there are townspeople, but the storyline basically revolves around these two. So I'm going to spend the time thinking about those two. So first of all, Annabelle, she's a young girl who knits. She is kind and generous. And we know she's generous because she just knits everyone, even the animals and the houses, sweaters. Okay, so, and then the Archduke is, first of all, he's very wealthy. And we might say even greedy. And I might even say he seems unhappy. So again, you're going to notice I didn't just describe what they look like. I didn't just say boy or girl. I dug in a little bit and wrote down some things that the story told me about these characters. Now the setting, it doesn't say specifically where this takes place. The setting again is where does, what does it look like? So it's in the very beginning, there's one line and it says, in a cold little town. So the cold little town. It doesn't tell the name of the town, but it just says a cold little town. When I look at it, it looks snowy. Okay, so again, I'm thinking of words and thinking of things that I learned about this story. The other thing, when I looked at it, it seemed like it was kind of a make-believe town, that maybe there's magic or something. It doesn't seem like it's realistic. Okay, so it's snowy. The town looks like it might be make-believe. Okay, so again, we don't know what country, we just know, that it's this cold, snowy town. Now, the main idea, obviously, is that Annabelle finds a box with yarn. Oops, hello, Miss B. Yarn and knitting needles. She knits objects for many people, animals, objects in the story. Okay, so that's kind of the main idea. She finds this box, she knits things for people, and we could say people get happier. Okay, kind of the main idea. Now the conflict is the problem. Okay, so conflict is that fancy word, is the academic word for problem. The problem of the story is that the Archduke wants the box. He offers Annabelle millions of dollars for the box. So that's the conflict. Okay, so he wants that box and he offers her millions. Now the turning point and climax, I feel like there's a couple points here. First of all, will Annabelle take the money? We don't want her to. We don't want her to take the money. There's this lovely thing. She's always able to knit from it. It seems like it's this priceless thing. Like money could not buy what's in that box. Will Annabelle take the money? That's like, will she take it? So the answer is no, she doesn't. So that's one part. Is she going to take the money? Is she not? But then Archduke steals the box. And what will he find inside? That's basically a question. What will he find? Well, so that's this turning point. It's basically things are kind of, remember that turning point conflict. We're up at the top of the mountain, and then what's going to happen afterwards. So the resolution, that's the last part, is how are all those elements wrapped up? Okay, how does the story, how are all those threads of the story pulled together? And what we learn in here is, one, there's nothing in the box. There is nothing in the box for the Archduke. He throws the box onto an iceberg. And the box floats back to Annabelle. Annabelle is happy. Whereas the Archduke is not. So that's kind of where all these threads, we know what happens at the end. So sometimes kids, though, with a story, the resolution, things aren't tied up. But in this case, they are. So it's very nice. So you can see here, kids, that with the story analysis, I didn't just write a word. I didn't. I put some thinking into it. So again, this is what Miss Merriman and I are expecting you to do. We're expecting you to take some time and look at the characters. You might need to read the story a couple of times from the video, and take some time to fill out the these story elements. Now I'm going to give just a couple of hints here. The setting, I'm going to add some hints. Where does the story take place? Where does story, I always do that, story take place? Okay, so be thinking about that. The main idea is what happens. What happens? Okay, give a couple of ideas. Give a couple of important events. You don't have to rewrite the story. Remember, Ms. Merriman and I have read the story. Okay, the conflict. Another word for conflict is, what is the problem? Okay. Then we know turning point and conflict. Okay, the most important event. The most important event. The resolution is, how is it all tied up? How is the problem solved, or how are the loose ends tied up? Never spell that one. Never spell that right. Then, so I'm going to stop there for this video, and then I'll do another video where we talk about the elements of art. Okay, kids, see you in just a bit.